1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2 in the house. Oh yeah, baby. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. I'm not quite sure what was happening there, but that's all right. Hello, VD Resliax. Thank you for telling me that I'm muted. And thank you to Addicted to Retro, Flute Monkey. Hello to Jonathan Lewis Wright and Marnie, how you doing? Jack 8, Dazza, Ben Witt Creative. Love to see all of you on Instagram. Sorry for the technical glitch. What can I say? Been focusing on other stuff. Great show for you this weekend, by the way. An absolute cracker of a show. I was too busy trying to get a last-minute cup of tea organised. A little bit cheeky. I should have just sat in the chair. Have we organised the... Have we moved this? Let's just move this a little bit. Look at that little Vectrex there. I think it's... yeah, look, the scan rate of the Vectrex, that super old school console there, look. Playing Berserk in the background isn't quite right. But it's still cool though, isn't it? Woohoo, says Flute Monkey. It's good to see you. Right, I'll get my aggregated chat over there. So that we've got a little sense of where we're at with all of the different platforms that I'm streaming to. There we go. Just turn that down a little bit. Superb. Okay, good. Welcome to Way of the Exploding Show, ladies and gentlemen, where we go out every Sunday, 9 p.m. And I bring you a joyous rendition of 80s, 90s related retro. We call it Nouveau Retro because we love the 80s and the 90s. Oh my God, we love it. And you'll see why in a minute if you stay with us, especially others on Instagram who are quite new, like Dazza. Belated happy birthday to you too, Dazza. Thank you very, very much. And Confused Chilean. But we also make sure that the content, while retro in origin, is up to the minute. Okay, so it's kind of postmodern. It's nouveau retro, as we call it. That's what we're all about. And I'll give you an example of that in a minute. But first, I want to refer to this week's clickbaity title. As you know, each episode of the show now has an intentionally clickbaity title. That's intended to draw in people from different platforms because we simultaneously broadcast across X, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. So we're able to see people from all those different platforms and chat with them. My multi-stream should be doing that, but for some reason it's not. Not to worry. Joey45, good to see you. First time in chat. Nice to have you with us. Psychic Janet over there on Instagram. And Dancing Rich. So the clickbaity title this week was something about, I think, the newspapers in a kind of moral panic. What was it again? Can you remember? Newspapers call this a threat to society. And as some of you that logged in early and saw me messing about, not quite with it, may have connoted, I was talking about video nasties, the moral panic in the early 80s, late 70s. As movies were made available and not controlled in theatres where you could, be asked for ID and stuff, there was a whole moral panic around the UK, and I'm guessing in other countries like the US, around video nasties and whether we should be allowed to look at them or not. It's a little bit like, actually, I would say, the current moral dilemma around social networks. I would equate the two to be very, very similar. And Scanners is, of course, a really good example. Other examples would be I Spit on Your Grave, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Evil Dead. Name them in chat. Davey Cronenberg is, of course, Joey, an epic director, a really talented director, and responsible, yes, for Scanners. What was that other one about car crashes that he did? Was it? Let me know if you know that one, Joey. Anyway, give us a list of video nasties. Let me know which video nasties maybe you watched when you were younger. Maybe a cheeky copy that you secretly watched with your mates. I remember watching Alien, which I was definitely not allowed to watch. And I must have been about 13 maybe. And oh my God, it absolutely terrified me. It terrified me. Lots of Alien and aliens related questions in tonight's quiz, by the way, which brings me to the quiz. The quiz happens at 9:30 every Sunday. Not just yet, I'm just giving you a little brief prelude. And it's all about 80s and 90s culture. Again, can have some contemporary relevance, but normally it's about 80s movies, TV, games, and music. And it's really the reason why many people come here. I'm not sure about Snuff Films Kilroy Hare over on Instagram, but I'm guessing that the newspapers would have had us believe that video nasties, as the term became known, were absolutely morally outrageous. The Hills Have Eyes, says Kilroy Hare, with another suggestion. I think that's a really good suggestion. I remember wanting to watch that, but I wasn't allowed to. Anyway, so that was this week's clickbaity title, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it works. I basically make the title of each episode something that will be algorithmically popular. Isn't that right? Breeze93, Fleece Monkey, Ren Mandergorn, Rob H on YouTube, Numpty Face. And I'm hoping Phil's going to join us today. Phil Hoy was in the Discord earlier saying that he'd missed several episodes of the show. He had a good reason, though. He was in Florida on holiday, so there we go. That's a pretty good excuse, but he should be back this week. So, Phil, give us a shout out if you are. Also, if Ken is in chat, say hello too. Okay, so let's get on with the news. We've got some fantastic news this week. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Some really good stories. It's been a very, very colourful week for retro 80s, 90s, contemporary related news. And I think you're going to love some of the stuff I've got to show you. I've also got a lot of content from the movie that was born in this here studio in a previous edition of this show, which ran from lockdown up until about a year ago, and then Way of the Exploding Show took over from it. And that's the movie that we've got on Kickstarter. It was Kickstarter funded. That movie is now filmed and we are editing it. I'm editing it at this very edit station right here. In fact, I've got some new, swanky new table mounted monitor mounts that I can move my monitors around so I don't get neck ache, because I'm sat here for hours and hours and hours every day. There's Ken. Good to see you. Big shout out to you, Ken, sir. You're going to love some of the content I've got tonight. So I'm going to start with some other stuff, but we're going to get to stuff about the movie. So Dan Keir over there on Instagram is asking me about the Steam frame. Stay with us, you're going to love it. Tom Cutting, if you know Videodrome, you should stay here too, because you're going to love it. We've chatted to Kilroy Hare. We are of the same mind, my friend. Dan Keir, in order to answer that question, what are my thoughts on the Steam frame? What Dan Keir is talking about is, of course, the brand new VR helmet as part of a suite of products, including Steam Machine, a controller, that it's been muted to come out, I think, this year. And it's going to be brilliant. What with Quest, Meta seemingly abandoning the Quest as a true gaming platform, at least that's the feeling I got this week. I don't know if you know that, but Meta have took a huge scythe to the gaming development studios that populate the Quest with such great games. It's the platform par excellence in terms of volume of games and all sorts of creativity. Well, they've just decided they don't want to do it anymore because they've got rid of like 1,500 people, and it's put a shockwave through the VR gaming industry. So it's good that you mentioned that, Danker, the Steam frame from, of course, Valve, which is the answer to the what was the previous one called? I know that the Steam frame was codenamed Deckard. What was the previous headset called? That was the the kind of golden standard for a long time. No, I think the Steam frame should be brilliant. The fact that you can play normal 2D games from your Steam library on it is going to be brilliant. It's effectively a Steam Deck for your face, isn't it? You know, we were thinking Steam Deck 2, but then they came out with Steam frame. I'm super, super excited about it. Good evening, Phosphor and Dave Thomp and Clive Dylan Dilomus, and Father Plum. And hello to all of my regulars over in the aggregated chat. You're all very welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. And I've got all my buttons working, as you can see. A little bit of a chaotic start. I apologise for that. But I'm settled now. So let's get on with it. What have we got? Right. Well, you're talking about the Steam frame. Well, what about this? A brand new VR game, or a kind of arcade archive that's going to work on your iPhone, right, or your iPad, but it's also going to work in full immersive, super hyper realistic VR 3D in the Vision Pro headset. So if you're lucky enough to have $3,500, whatever it is, which I don't have, but my God, I'm so pleased they're doing it anyway, then you're going to be able to grab classic arcade machines like Pac-Man. I'm not sure what's on the list. I know Breakout is on there. I've got some of them on the screen right now. I'm learning along with you. Space Invaders. Was it Galaga? I can't remember which one it was, or Galaxian. And you're going to be able to place those devices in your actual real world. Asteroids, brilliant. I don't know how you're going to interact with the controls, because of course the Vision Pro doesn't have controllers, does it? Like my Quest 3 or the Steam Frame. They showed some really nice controllers for the forthcoming Steam Frame. I don't think the Vision Pro has been discontinued. No, I'm not aware of that. I know that they refreshed it with a more powerful M5 driven variant. I'm sure they did. Not to your face. You let me know. This is something maybe I should cover on the Gadget Show podcast, which, if you don't know, this isn't a part of political broadcast or an advert. It's just a thing, because if you're watching this show, you'll probably want to know, if you don't already, that I'm doing the Gadget Show podcast with Lucy, and we have Susie and John in sometimes, and it's doing really, really well. We're sponsored by CX. Love those guys. Thank you so much. And I reckon, based on this conversation, that I should suggest to the producer that we cover both the Steam Frame, which I'm pretty confident we're going to do anyway, and the refreshed Vision Pro, along with this real innovation. It's from Retrocade, and if I'm quick enough, I might be able to bring it up, actually, because I don't know a great deal about the lineup. Where's the news? Nah, Retrocade have got so many products. They chuck the most the most viable product up front when you go to their website. What I want to know is about Retrocade Apple Arcade Edition. Step into the neon glow of the 80s and relive the thrill of the arcades like never before. Retrocade brings the most popular and legendary games of classic arcades together in one place. Get ready to step into the neon glow of the 80s. I like that. Asteroids, Bubble, Breakout, which is absolutely my favourite. Centipede, which I think I've got on screen at some point. Galaga, yeah, I was right. Pac-Man, and Space Invaders. Superb. And of course, I'm guessing with that sort of title, they could keep adding to that. So you could populate your entire front room with a bunch of virtual arcade machines, which actually is it's always been my view of the metaverse. You know, living in a kind of simple house, but populating it with, for me, it would be retro objects of my choice in a virtual sense, and then having that sort of omnidirectional treadmill from Ready Player One and just losing myself. You know, that's what I'm hoping for my old age. But anyway, maybe it's just me. There we go. So welcome back. Instagram, big shout out to you. Thank you, Kilroy Hare. Appreciate your shout out and your support for the Gadget Show podcast. Movies in a Nut and Greg Booth. Movies in a Nut. Movies in a Nut. Well, you should stay with us, Movies in a Nut, because this show is fortunate enough to have its own movie, which we are just in the process of trying to finish in the edit here. In fact, maybe I'll jump to those images right now, and we'll go back to some of the other news stories in a minute. Okay, so you remember last week I showed you some images that we were working on in the edit, where my editor Lucy, you can just see in the right of shot there, was attempting to remove an item in the frame, and it's a handheld shot, so it's very difficult. It involves lots of motion tracking that actually in the narrative has been taken back out of shot. Does that make sense? Let me just show you what I'm talking about, because I've been to the lockup, folks, and I've got the prop itself. This is the conch. This is the Lost Ark. It is a holy relic in our movie. It's called a VIC modem, and it was one of the very, very first ways for people with home computers to have any sort of interconnectivity between servers and other computers. The first generation of bulletin boards would have come from the VIC-20, used on a VIC-20 or indeed a Commodore 64. And it's treated as a hallowed object in our movie in a sort of lightly ironic, funny way. But our character should have removed it when this sequence later on happens, and we forgot, and so the brilliant Lucy was doing some special effects. I told you about this last week. You can see that's her getting rid of the Vic modem in that shot, right? Anyway, the reason I brought that back up was I wanted to show you that I have actually found the Vic modem. It is back in my hands, along with a bunch of other props from the movie. I've got the Vic modem. I've got this too. I've been to the lockup. I've got my Nintendo Entertainment System. That's back too. Ooh, what game have I got in there? What game have I got in there? That's interesting. Oh, look at that. Double Dragon. Absolutely brilliant. I'll bring it back here and get it in focus. Double Dragon is loaded in there at the moment. What else have I got? Yeah. 1 second. I've also retrieved this for some close-ups. Now, this is the fuse box that one of our characters called Dean is tasked with, let's call it defusing, during the movie. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you inside. And it was quite funny because we kind of forgot halfway through filming that we hadn't actually assembled all the components that I bought from an electricity shop. And I remember there was a bunch of us, me and a few extras and a few of the tech crew, soldering this thing together. Am I able to take it off? Yes, I am. Look at that. Isn't that great? Looks like something from Back to the Future, doesn't it? It does look a little bit like a flux capacitor, don't you think? Absolutely superb. Isn't that beautiful? And you can see the wires that our character Dean, played by Otis from the Gadget Show, clipped in order to avoid disaster in the movie. If you're intrigued, good. Then you should check this URL out here. And it'll take you to the Kickstarter where you can still buy yourself access to the movie via downloader or DVD. Superb stuff. Yeah, and I also retrieved the nunchucks, which you might remember from my old show that I used to do with the amazing Bex, aka Trista Bikes. Big shout out to you, Bex. Hi, Jem Cooper. Great to see you. Not too late, my friend. Always good to see you. Thank you for offering to check up on whether we need you for the movie. Jem Cooper in chat. One of our team with a number of different roles in the movie, but most notably doing special effects. So we may well need you, actually. We might need a couple of things. I think we've got the main stuff like crashing buses and errant drones. But stay on call, my friend, because we're a week, 10 days away from a version that I'm going to send over to Elizabeth. So that's really exciting. That's our director, folks. Yeah, the old nunchucks. Softened up, ready for use. They feature in a really fun sequence in the movie. So yeah, I've been over to the lockup and I've got a bunch of props, and that hopefully gives you a sense of what we're doing. These are some of said props, and I put a little tweet out today. Hello to Addicted, JX Key Keegan, Nick Holby, Ed, Ero Buskin Squirrel, and 4Lil4 over on Instagram. Big shout out to Sarah and Roku Dan, just joined us. Philip Hoy's in the house. I gave you a shout out earlier, Phil. Really pleased you joined us. Yeah, and this went out. And my question on Instagram and X was, can you name the bikes? Now, you'll be able to see in this image, although maybe Insta can't because of the... yeah, let me just move it over there, Insta. I'll move it over for you. The question was, what bike is that? So many people said Mongoose. And it actually says it on the top tube. It's a Team Karate. That's the correct answer. And it's actually an exact replica of the precise bike I had as a kid. Although mine, if I'm being honest, mine had black Skyway Tough 2s. That's got white mag wheels on it. I do intend to replace them at some point, but those, oh my God, the Skyways are so expensive. Let me know in chat. Have you got a BMX? Did you have one? Have you still got one? Did you have Skyway Tough 2 mag wheels? Do you know where I should buy some? You can also see on that still there, which I'll move back over this way, the edge of a Sinclair C5. There's another bike there, actually. I'll move that into the center so that you can see in Instagram land, and you can try and guess what that bike is. What bike is that? What bike is that there? What brand of bike is that there? It doesn't have any... I'll move it over a bit more. It doesn't have any decals on it. It's now got decals on it. It's a friend of mine called Heath's bike. He brought it in exchange for appearing in the back of shot, which he does. But look at that cornucopia of beautiful gadgetry on that table. I can see a couple of early phones. There's an Xbox first gen. Is that a Quick Shot Pro, is it? There's a Game Gear on there. An A600 on the right hand side. A GameCube. Is that a Saturn? I think it might be. What are those drums called? And what's the game for the GameCube? There's a VHS player, I think. A Nintendo game. What's the VR thing called? Come on, Jace. Someone help me out here. Game. What's it called? The VR red thing. The Nintendo VR thing. Anyway, while you tell me, Donkey Konga. Is that what it's called? Cool. You can get it. The Virtual Boy. Thank you, JM. You can get the Virtual Boy this year in 2026 as a clip-in for your Switch or Switch 2. That deserves a cheer, doesn't it? I think it does. There's a helmet in shot. Some VHS cassettes that include Tremors and I think Terminator and maybe even Blade Runner on the shelf. For those of you on Instagram, I'll move it over to the middle. There's a Speak and Spell. There's a Computer Active at the back. There's loads of other cool stuff. It's all Easter eggs, folks. It's all Easter eggs, and that's where the VIC modem is that we had to mess around with. So get over to X or Instagram. Make some comments armed with that knowledge. You deserve it. I tell you what else you deserve as well. You deserve to be on our Discord. So would some of the superstars like Rise Stars over on Instagram, good to see you. Astro Wars, yeah, that was on there. iQuail, good to see you. Ken, anyone that can give us the Discord server name for as many platforms as possible, because this show right now, what show I hear you cry? Wait, the Exploding Show goes out every Sunday at 9 p.m. on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and X simultaneously, and that's why we've got a great Discord, and it's really good. And I've been very, very active. I've been trying to be more active. I'm going to tell you now. I've been trying to be more active on the Discord because I really do appreciate the community. You are so important to me, and I want to make more of an effort on the Discord. So can we all make more of an effort on the Discord and answer each other's stuff? I put that still up there, and you all got behind it, and I was so grateful. Let's do that. Thanks, Jam Cooper. If anyone can give me it in chat, maybe I can do that actually. I might be able to just grab it. Yeah, let me see if I can, because I'm actually using an auto cue, so I'm looking at it there. I can bring it over. Oh, there we go. I've got it on. There you go, Instagram. If you can, oh yeah, you can't really click it on Instagram, can you? It's so annoying. But that is the Discord there. Look, you might be able to remember discord.gg. Ah, that's good, isn't it? Then it's TVH7E2X6. It wouldn't be so difficult to write that down. Check out the Discord. It's so good. So many people offer so many great things, so many brilliant news items like this. Now, I showed this on the Discord earlier in this week. Do you remember a few weeks ago, this watch was released? Isn't that a thing of absolute beauty? Just lovely. I love it. Look at that. A special issue, official Back to the Future issue of a classic. It's a Casio, isn't it? That's Seiko, is it? Anyway, it don't matter. We did that a few weeks ago on this show, and now, folks, I've gone one better, and I've actually bought myself this watch, okay? Now, this watch is from a company called Far and Swit. Far and Swit. Thank you, Joey. And thank you, Floof Monkey, for pasting the Discord URL. Hello, Mert Boar. Big up to the Mr. Bradbury. I've seen you honing around town a few times on very futuristic contraptions. You better say hi next time. Good to see you, bro. Nice to see you too, Aztec Therm, my good friend. Lovely to have you with us. Hello back at you, buddy. Hello to George, and just call me Teddy. Oh my God. Is Teddy there? Just call me Teddy. Is that the Just Call Me Teddy I know? Is that Big Ted? Let me know if that's you. Whatever, it's great to have you with us. It's great to have all of you on Instagram. Over to Dave DJ Johnson. Yo, Dave. Get it. Yeah, get on the Discord, my friend. Thanks, Phil Hoy, for posting that. What was I going to say? Yeah, Far and Schmidt. Guys, you got to get on this. This watch is based on a cassette. You can get, that's what the artwork is. You can, thank you, Sarah, you lovely, lovely lady. You can get different designs. Don't flatter me, it puts me off. In different colors. I've gone for transparent strap with the orange translucent body. Do you know how much it is? $39. That's all it is. Now, I ended up paying about 50 or 55 because I'm going to get it shipped to the UK. But that is a brand new watch. It's called the Mixtape Volume 1 Orange Retro Digital Watch by Far and Schmidt. Check that bad boy out. So when that arrives, I'll show you it. Right, what else have we got? Okay, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. I think, my friends, one more thing I wanted to share with you about the movie. What movie, I hear you cry? This movie, this is the movie. It's called CTRL AI Delete. It's about a bunch of retro gaming enthusiasts who are crap at most stuff except retro gaming. They get holed up in a retro gaming expo that just happens to take place during the rollout of a worldwide AI that goes wrong. And wouldn't you know it, they use, some of the other stuff that I got from the lockup, they use stuff like what I'm about to show you to hack the AI and win the day. Like, hang on a minute. I'm almost there. Chat amongst yourselves. You've just joined, welcome. The Specky, ladies and gentlemen, they use the Specky. They use the Specky. They use a bunch of consoles. They use certainly a Commodore 64 and absolutely a BBC Micro to hack the AI and win the day. And I'm going to be needing to get a lot of macro shots using this lens of said consoles. Nunchucks. Die-hard style, rewiring boxes, aka, flux capacitors, etc., etc. Hence why I've had to go to the lockup and get all those bits and pieces. All right, thank you. Love you guys. Mert Boar, good to see you back, hanging out. Pixels to Polygons, great to see you, Caden. I'd love to be able to say this. Aldo MCR, is that right? Well, it's lovely to have you with us from Bonnie, Scotland. And Amy Face 91, laughing gravy 6 as well. Okay, so what was I going to show you? I did momentarily show you. Okay, so let me explain what this is. Okay, what this is our actor and my co-writer of the movie, Mark Felgate, who plays a magician in the movie. Now, the remarkable thing about Mark is he's an actual magician. And what he does in the film, you'll think, is camera work. But it's not. When he pulls a rubber chicken out of a bag that someone's brought to the, like security, which is a good idea, isn't it? He really does pull a rubber chicken out of nowhere, right? I'm guessing it's up his sleeve. When he produces flowers, he's producing them from his sleeve. When he finds a Rubik's Cube inside someone's bag that he's checking as they come to the expo, and he waves it like that, it's disassembled, and then suddenly it's assembled, right? He's doing it for real. He's waggling it, and he's actually doing the bloody Rubik's Cube. But the problem is that we only had a 35mm lens, and we only had one lens for a reason. So that, I think I've told you this before, so that we didn't have to keep changing lenses all the time, because we only had 10 days to shoot an entire bloody feature film. So most of the time it's fine. You can crop in. We shot it in 6K. We're outputting it in 4K. That gives us a bit of in and out, if you'll forgive the expression. But you can't always do it, and you need to get in a bit closer, right? You need to get in a bit closer. So This particular scene was one such problem where he does it so quickly, you just don't see what's going on. You see that it's disassembled, but you can't see that actually when he stops waggling his hand, it's been assembled. Well, this is the solution. I went into the lounge. I put on a black jacket, a grey jacket, a white shirt like that, a UV thingy. I did this with my hand, all right? And I was operating the focus of my camera with my other hand, all right? Like that in the lounge against my green screen. And then you'll see in a minute, we grabbed the background of another shot with the same ceiling in it, and we got rid of all the chairs at the bottom, and we whacked it in with a bit of colour science behind my green screen. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Lucy, who did all that work. She's my editing assistant, and she's doing a great job. God bless her. So there you are. If you just joined, Wee Pal, Matt Hyde, Barnaby, Redos, Big MWC, or John May, or Supersonic Jim, and I think you've been around for a while. Eds, you've been here for a while. Then you are learning some of the incredible work that we're doing to bring this show, this movie, to life. Yeah, now that's magic indeed, Bruce 93. Come on, so exciting and so lovely to be able to share it with you. So it's 21:35. You know what that means. It's time for Way, the exploding quiz, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's do this. Okay, so there we go. Why is there? If that thing got stuck on there, I think, oh no, it's gone. All right, so the quiz is quite simple. What we do is I ask a question and I give you 4 possible answers, all right? Some of them are close, but only one is the correct answer. Fact checked to within an inch of their life. What I want you to do is to tell me what you think the answer is, not using 1, 2, 3, or 4 or some kind of ABCD sort of impenetrable code. Just write the answer that you think. You know, you can always paraphrase it. And that means that when we come back, once we've answered all 10 questions, we've got a bit of a race to the end, and we can all compare each other's scores. We can see if anyone gets 10 out of 10, or maybe even more than one person. Maybe no one, because this week they are extra hard. All right, let's get this week's Way of the Exploding quiz on. Question number 1. Good luck, everybody. Who is the owner? This is a tough one. Very, very hard question. Of the nightclub Deckard visits in Blade Runner. You know Deckard, of course, played by Harrison Ford, the Blade Runner, the detective in the movie. But does he visit a nightclub owned by a character called Taffy Lewis, Terry Hatchett, Hannibal Chew, or Gaff? Hello, Martin. How you doing over there in YouTube land? Good to see you, Eds. Good to see you, mate. Glad that X is working, yeah. Wow, yeah, big MWC, loving the X-Real 1 Pro AR glasses. I was quite tempted at Christmas, actually, to get myself a pair of those. But I feel that previous story that I referenced in the news section of today's show about Meta dropping a load of gaming developers to the tune of like 1,500 people. I think it's so they can concentrate on augmented reality glasses, things like the X-Real 1 Pros, and obviously they're it's not Oakley's, well it is Oakley, but is it Oakley? And the Wayfarers. Who makes Wayfarers? Ray-Ban, the Ray-Ban ones, which are huge. I mean, such a buzz in London this Christmas when we went for a few nights around those glasses. They were a very, very popular present, it would seem. And I think that's where we're going. Lucy Noodle, how you doing, Lucy, in YouTube land? Great to see you. I did put out some stories and some posts on as many platforms as I could this week. Instagram, X. I did a story or a post, I don't know what they call it, on YouTube, like a little sort of single image. And the same on Twitch, actually, to try and drum up a little bit of interest around the show. There's lots of you in tonight, so hopefully that's worked. All right, Lucy, Sarah, I'll try and do Spice World questions next week. Okay, question number 2. What is the designation number, if you can get this, I'll be so impressed, of the plan that allows the crew to be sacrificed in Alien? I told you it was hard. I told you. I don't apologise. Was it special order 911, special order 839, special order 937, or special order 101? We don't use YouTube. We don't use the old GPTs. We just use the grey matter. So don't be looking it up. But I'm probably going to have to look that up because I want to be sure. Because I didn't know it. I came up with that question and then I had to find out the answer myself. Big shout out to the brand that Jackson, my son, otherwise known as Res Hex, and I have put together. This is the cap from Endgame Energy, endgameenergy.co.uk. If someone would be kind enough to pop that, maybe Phil, into chat, I would really appreciate that, because this is a brand new venture. I've always wanted to design clothes. This is the first attempt at that. These are the stickers that come with the hat. You don't have to have them on the brim if you don't want to, but I love them. This is the Collegiate E for Endgame Energy, and this is one of the t-shirts. I was wearing the hoodie there. You probably didn't get the benefit of that. I know my regulars know this, so I'll be really quick. That's on the back, right near the hip, all right, near your butt, all right, and there's also the branding on the front there. And this is the t-shirt. And when I've got the movie done, I'm going to go big on this because I'm really enjoying it, and we've had some really great feedback. What's this got on it? Oh yeah, it's got the Endgame Energy graffiti burner just on the back there. It's a lovely fit. It's like a 280 GSM cotton. It's really high quality. endgameenergy.net. I think that's what it is. Okay, question number 3. Here we go. The emergency destruction system of the Nostromo in Alien, and you should know what that is, gives Ripley how many mins before it goes nuclear? 5 mins, 10 mins, 15 mins, or 3 mins? And just to help you, that's the screen that I'm referring to. Not easy. I don't apologise for it, all right? I don't apologise for it, Insta. I say Insta because we get most of our new people on Instagram. Hello, Alistair. Great to see you. Thank you very much, Phosphor, you super person. I appreciate that. Fuzzy Tiger's in the house. Hello, Duncan. Okay, there's the answers coming in. We're going to move on swiftly. All right, good. Question 4. What was the name of the fictional TV network in RoboCop 1987? Not easy. None of these are easy today. Omni TV, Delta Broadcasting, Media Break, or Future News? Psychic Janik started tonight on Instagram. Ends up on YouTube. Good to see you. I like it when you flash around the place, guys. This is the UK Garage playlist. It's a new playlist. I started it in November, put it together now for 2026. Quite nice. I love the motif up there. You know, I'm a big fan of orange. As you know, I'm a massive fan of orange. I mean, I've got it on my graffiti piece at the back. You know that I also featured orange on my new watch. There you go. I went for the orange case because I love it. And our questions are orange this evening. So there you go. A bit of an orange theme going on. Right. Question number 5. Which 1995 film, that's a clue, shows monitors displaying mess with the best, die like the rest? Hey, Ken, if you're watching, we should use that. Sneakers, The Net, Hackers, Johnny Mnemonic. You know the bit I mean, Ken? In the edit, don't say, just say yes, don't say, oh, the bit, because it'll give it away. We should use it. We should use that because that's a goodie. Ken might actually be off doing coding, knowing him. He's so busy. Done some great work on the movie this week, Ken has. Oof, tell you what, he created this incredible game for the movie, which we were going to run on... If he's not there. Yeah, you're there. Yes, Ken. Will you remember that, mate? You know the bit I mean? Where they all respond? That's a good one. Some of your references, Ken, on there, I've only recently understood. There's one from Independence Day, isn't there? Yeah, Ken is coding. You see, I know my Ken. What was the platform? What was the console that the fictional game Fortress of Fiends from the movie was going to be played on by our one of our main characters, Ken, that made it graphically complex? And then we realised that because of the way that we'd shot it, he had to recreate the entire game for the BBC Micro. That happened this week. What was the more sophisticated console or computer? Nick Shepherd's just joined us. SK Smithy Miffo. Good to see you. Paul Kemshaw. Paul, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Yo, if you're on Instagram, bro, you should come over on Twitch or X. That's where it's much more interactive. But it's good to see you. Supposed to be on the Amiga, end up on the BBC. Okay, cool. All right, so that's question number 5. Paul Kemshaw, if you're still in, did you see me big up the brand? Paul, by the way, he's the guy who makes the gear. He's the genius behind the factory. Yeah, it was the Amiga Floof Monkey. It was an Amiga game, bro. Yeah. Okay. What date is on the Robotron arcade machine marquee? So marquee is, of course, the bit above the top of an arcade machine that lights up, and it's got the name of the machine on it. What date is on there? What date is on there? And again, remember, don't say in chat, that's obvious, because of this. Do you know what I mean? Let people find out themselves, because you're only shooting yourself in the foot. Slime time. Nice bit of a tune, this. Like it. A bit quiet though, isn't it? Okay. Question number 6. Done. Question 7. Name the film. We're in the pipe. 5x5. Oh, what a tune! And what a great question. Does that sound like immortal words from Escape from New York, Top Gun, Aliens, or The Running Man? Hello, Woody White. Good to see you. You can probably hear me drinking, actually, now that the music stopped. Not expecting that to sound anyone wants to hear. I haven't seen the new Running Man. Has anyone seen it? Is it as bad as everyone's saying it is, or is that just the press getting away with themselves? Anyone seen the new Running Man? Isn't that the issue, though? Who goes to the cinema? I mean, what's going on? Awful movie, says Ren. I mean, how? How, God damn it? How? How is it awful? I mean, how? How do you mess that up? What a fantastic narrative. When you've got the resources that they have in Hollywood. How do you mess that up? I mean, you know, our movie is a 50 grand movie, right? So yeah, we're going to mess stuff up because we haven't got any money. Because we can't, you just can't do it. And you just watch it and it's charming and fun and it makes sense. And yeah, it'd be better if this scene was a little bit more this and that. It's, you know, it's like the kind of soap opera version of a movie. Or, you know, it's not even an indie movie because indie movies have a couple of million quid. But when you've got tens of millions, probably hundreds of millions to make something like, you know, the Running Man remake, how do you mess that up? Ed's bad, is it? Is it bad, Ed's? Ed's, it says there, first time chat. You come over to Twitch. Anyway, right, I'm nattering on. I'll stop talking. Right, we've done that. Good. UDL4 Cayenne is from what movie? Blade Runner, Total Recall, Aliens, or Starship Troopers? Hard questions this week. I should remind myself, do the question first before I natter on about stuff. Question number 9. I feed you, I drink you. My day and my night. I need you by sun or candle light. I'm intentionally saying it in a non-rhythmic way. Does that sound like the lyric from a song by Animotion, Tears for Fears, The Associates, or Heaven 17? Who, I've seen Heaven 17 live. I mean, I would have been very lucky to have seen The Associates live because obviously they were a very early band, weren't they? Didn't their lead singer commit suicide? I think he did. And wasn't Steve Strange part of The Associates? And then he went on to form a different band. I'm having little memories coming back to me. It's difficult when you've got music playing in your head to remember other music. Okay, question number 10. Who said in 1982, you dropped a bomb on me? The SOS Band, the Gap Band, Change, or Loose Ends? Come on. Question number 10. We are there, folks. We've only gone and done it. Who said you dropped a bomb on me? Okay, so there you go. That's this week's way of the exploding quiz. Well done, everyone. I'm proud of you lot. I am proud of you. Okay, so you've all answered across the multiverse: Instagram, YouTube, X, and Twitch. Great to see you, Alex. Woody White, I already said hello to Woody. There we go. Trending username: character and charm are better than hollow spectacle. Thank you. You're referring to the previous story, and I'm sorry I didn't see that because that's a really deep comment and it means a lot. That's the idea: the character, the charm, and the talent, the gritty nature of filming in Lincoln with young actors who are just at the beginning of their journey and some older actors who are just there lending their expertise, and of course a host of cast and crew especially who are at massively differing levels of competency, but all there to make something that they're passionate about. Yeah, that's got to stand for something, hasn't it? Trending username. Thank you for the comment, really appreciate that. Dirk Sanchez is with us, and the Vegan Camper by Claire Louise Fitness. Yeah, the Jace verse, says Duncan Sample. I saw Loose Ends live this summer. It was fantastic. Hanging on a string. I was hanging on a string. Yo! How you doing? James, mate, I have not forgotten that I promised you a t-shirt. Now, if you text me tonight, James is a youngster, ladies and gentlemen, and he's been very helpful to me in the past. He's a lovely lad. I don't give freebies lightly. Otherwise, all of you would get them because you're all amazing. But James, you deserve this, and I promised you, and I haven't done it. So send me your address and it'll remind me, and your size. In fact, go to endgameenergy.co.uk and choose the t-shirt you want, bro, and tell me the size. Yeah, that's the URL. Okay, right, cool. Well done, everyone. Let's go back to question number 1. Who is the owner of the nightclub Deckard Visits and Blade Runner 1982? It's Taffy Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. Taffy Lewis is the correct answer. See you, James. 1 out of 1 for Darth Fargle, Numpty, Ren Mandagon, Duncan Sample. Iquel, not quite in the points yet. Bruce up there with 1. Wow, you're on the ball because that is a toughie. Addicted 2. Floof Monkey gets 1. Well done, team. Chills Wills, good to see you, mate. And Gary Charles as well. Janet, not on the points just yet. Rob, 2. Eds gets 1. Phil Hoy, yet to score. Phil, it's quite a movie-heavy one this week. All right? I got the enthusiasm on Discord. I, in fact, bigged you up before you even got here. But I'd already done the questions. Phil's not a fan of the movie ones. What is the designation number of the plan that allows the crew to be sacrificed in Alien 1979? I think it's Special Order 937, but like I said, I'm going to double triple. Special Order 937 was a classified retrieval order given by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation to Science Officer Ash aboard the US CSS Nostromo in 2122. The order tasked Ash with ensuring the revival and survival of a sample specimen of the species known as Xenomorph XX121, and stipulated the task superseded all other priorities like the life and health of the crew. Okay, let's dance. Love this tune. Just gets better. Okay, if you can still hear me. We'll look at your scores in a minute. Question number 3. The emergency destruction system of the Nostromo alien gives Ripley how many minutes before it goes nuclear? The answer is 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. If you put 10 minutes down, give yourselves a well-deserved pat on the back. 10 minutes! What a great sequence that is. An Alien. I was able to watch it back, and it's so good. Just the gadgets and the noises in Alien give me something of an inspiration for the gadgets and the noises in our own film, ladies and gentlemen, because really, that sort of fetishistic thing with, keys and modems and clicky cables and console clicks and hacker stuff is so evocative, isn't it? It's such a thing that we remember from the 80s and the 90s. But well done. If you got that question right, you absolutely smashed it. What was the name of the fictional TV network in RoboCop 1987? The name of that was Media Break. Maybe we'll use that as another Easter egg in Control AI Delete, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? The movie is packed full of Easter eggs. For those of you that are interested in that sort of thing, Ren gets 2 out of 4. Duncan gets 1. Nice tunage. Come on. 3 for Darth Fargle. 4 for Addicted. Wow. Duncan on 1. Bruce on 4. Sorry, I've done that already. Janet on 1. Well done, Janet. iQuell on 2. Floof Monkey 3. Rob still to score. Ed's on 2. 1 for Philip Hoy. I know, because it's so movie heavy. Hello, FaZe. Good to see you. Lanzarote Singer in the house. Good to see you again, my man. What's the weather like out there? Is it nice? If it is, I'm well jealous. And hello to Mad Megs Lol. Magsmel Lol. And Efficient Talex. I don't know what a Talex is, but it's good that you're efficient at it. Question 5. Which 95 film shows monitors displaying mess with the best, down at the rest? I think you probably knew it's a reference to Hackers, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about the Hackers. You may have got my coded message to Ken to use that in the scene when the bulletin board will say, let's get this AI, let's do this, I'm ready. You know, like Bombay calling in, Brazil ready to go. Mess with the best, you don't like the rest. It's like that, you know what I mean? Okay, we'll look at your scores in a minute. Question number 6. What date is on the Robotron arcade machine marquee? Well, it's, of course, it's the name of the game. It's Robotron 2084, ladies and gentlemen. 2084. Let's see your scores out of 6. The music's building, peeps. Are we ready? Oh, yeah. Saw a little cheeky deal today, 500 quid all in. 3 nights at the, what's it called? Anyway, a nice hotel in Marbella. 3 nights in Marbella, plus flights from Newquay, where I live, like 10 minutes down the road, 500 quid. Lanzarote, what do you think to that, Lanzarote singer? Ian Cowan's just joined us. So, out of 6, Duncan gets 4. Ren for 2. Oh no, Duncan's on 3. 6 for Bruce, 5 for Fargle, 5 for Addicted, Quail on 4, 5 for Floof Monkey. Phil's on 2, Janet's on 3. Doing well tonight, Janet. Rob's on 1, Ed's on 4. Equally, very respectable scores. I better hurry up. Name the film. We're in the pipe 5x5. It's aliens in it. It's aliens, but you knew that. Come on. We're going to carry on, folks. UDL for Cayenne. That's the drop craft she's in, the pilot, when she says in the pipe 5x5. That's also from Aliens, folks. It's from Aliens. We'll do one more and we'll hear your scores out of 9 and then we'll go for the winner. I feed you, I drink you. Let me say it how it was done. I feed you, I drink you, my day and my night. I need you by sun or candlelight. Our obsession, you're my obsession. And you want me to be. It is, of course, An Emotion. An Emotion. I didn't hit the cheer button. An Emotion is the correct answer. And if you got that, you will now be able to give me your score out of 9. And we're going to see if we have anyone with the potential to get 10 out of 10. And if we have any partners, equal partners, gunning for the win. 7 out of 9 for Ren, very respectable. 9 out of 9 for Bruce. Oh, wow, that's impressive. 5 for Duncan. Darth Fargle gets 8. Addicted to Retro gets 8 too. And we've got 4 out of 9 for Janet. Rob over on YouTube as well, 1. Quail on 7. Floof Monkey on 8. Phil Hoy on 3. Have I messed anyone out? Ed's is 5. Anyone else? Because there's a delay on Instagram. Difficult to keep up. Hello, it is Stu. Oh no, you're not doing well tonight, Phosphor. Pixolomew is joining us. Big Jock, Russell Lay, Ian Cowan. Okay, so I think we have one potential winner in our midst. Was it Bruce? I can't remember. Was it Bruce? Yes, it was. With 9 out of 9. But we've got an 8 out of 9 for Addicted, who could well do it if Bruce messes up and Addicted doesn't. And Floof Monkey is in with a chance as well. Let's have a look as we go to question number 10. 82 was the year when someone said, you dropped a bomb on me. It was, of course, the Gap Band, ladies and gentlemen. The Gap Band. Bruce crossing fingers. Floof Monkey, I'm guessing, and Addicted. And Darth Fargle also in with a shout. Sorry, Darth, didn't see that. What have we got as we move to the final question? Do we have one winner? Well, Ren came close with 7. Addicted got 8, so not for Addicted. Bruce gets 10 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, so that's an absolute winner. 9 for Darth Fargle. 6 for Duncan. 7 for Quail. A very respectable. 4 for Phil Hoy. Rob gets 1. Quail saying that it's a tough one this week. 5 for Janet. And everyone else saying GG's. Well done, Phosphor. Well done, everyone, for playing. What can I say? It's been a great show. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the news. We talked about my brand new digital watch, which is winging its way to me from Chicago, even as we speak. Look back in the show if you're interested. It's an inexpensive but beautiful homage to cassettes in the form of a digital watch. We looked at loads of cool stuff from the movie. What movie I hear you cry? Control AI Delete. Check it out on the internet. You can still get involved with the Kickstarter and get yourself a copy. Maybe a coffee. Who knows? Whatever you fancy. And we quickly stopped by Retrocade's new fully immersive VR experience where you can get arcade machines in your front room officially licensed if you're posh enough to have a Vision Pro, or you can have the phone and iPad version as well if you're like me, a mere mortal. And we checked out a bunch of props from the movie, including the hallowed Vic modem. That's what we did this week. I hope you have a great week. I'm going to be sat here working on the edit, although I will be going to the Toy Fair in London. I'll report back. I love you guys. Get on the Discord. If you can pop the Discord in once more, that would be really helpful. Get on the Discord. It's great. Chat more on the Discord, please. This week was good. To be fair, it is down to me to put content on there that generates conversation. I really want you to get involved. That's nice of you to say that, Sarah. So let's try and contribute pictures, content to the Discord. And please say hello on social. Comment on my tweets, Instas. Let me know if there's anything that you're doing that you want me to comment on. I'll try and look out for your names on your various socials. LinkedIn, Insta, X, you name it. And with that, I'll say good night. Have an amazing evening. It's been an absolute blast. See you next Sunday at 9 p.m. All right. Have a great weekend. Bye. See you next week, Phosphor. Hello, person that just joined and followed me on Discord, Twitch. Sorry, I missed your name. Night Quail.